want make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Poor man pikin, dey the street, dey hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don come. So my people make you laugh. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don come. Mayegun làwa mọ̀.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀. Àwọn tó dodo. Mayegun ti dé ọ̀rẹ́ aráyé. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe àbí Mayegun máa wí. Wọ́n sì tún ṣe eré pàápàá níbẹ̀ o.
Thank you very much for joining me again tonight from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live. Take your time and read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast. Share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun is live. Thank you.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì
Today,
lórí Facebook.
tonight we will be talking or discussing the two businesses from Nigeria and then their direct benefit and otherwise, like probing generally, because somehow they are both products of a failed system. One is for you, the other is against you. Probably you will know better after watching this. Any Yoruba Ponu as a friend or family member, the Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, tell them that Mayegun is live. I don't know if a lot of you have seen or heard this, right? The ex-convict, Adeyinka Grandiot, he has now released a list of the citizens class in Yoruba land. First class, second class, third class, fourth class, and all of that. The lunatic is back. Just thought you should know. Now, Motide. So, good morning to you once again, and good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. It is Mayegun Live. Tonight, we are starting from what should have been, what is meant to be a great news until it got to the stable or the faces of the Ronukus and they turn it into a tribal ethnic championship and all that, okay? And that's why we are starting with that. Earpiece. I mean, it's not new. So Earpiece is the Nigeria international airline that has remained local flyer for a very long time due to the systemic corruption, as well as the systemic profiling, ethnic, tribal, religious, and other ridiculous sentiments that have sort of held them down for years. It was pure politics. And that is why when Bukwari was there, Adisirika, your Minister of Aviation, found comfort or was comfortable with making a scam, I mean, a fraudulent deal with Ethiopian Airline just to please help them fly a flag or a painted aircraft that will look like Nigeria Air to deceive the gullible, humbled slaves of Nigeria. Until last minute, they thought there was actually Nigeria here. I mean, I hear Nigeria coming from those criminals. However, it was Allen Onyama who kind of told the world that, listen, in just 2 days of them finally breaking into that Lagos route for other known international airlines in Nigeria to crash their prices by more than 250%. We'll get to that one. But that is Allen, an Igbo businessman who is also pro-Nigeria. He is a one Nigerianist. So I'm not calling here for anybody's pity party or what have you, okay? I just want you to kind of pay attention, all right? And see how systemic profiling, ethnic, tribal profiling that has become part and parcel of the rotten establishment called the government in Nigeria. I have given evidence of the Cold War between the rest of Nigeria and the Igbos. A lot of people love to deny it until they become victims, and they would no longer want to deny the fact that in Nigeria of today, as much as all of us are endangered species under the criminals who have taken over the entire place, the Igbos' endangerment is kind of different. It is like institutionalized hatred against the Igbos. I'm saying this not because I want you watching me as an Igbo man to feel like, oh, a Yoruba man is saying this. Truth, it's not a Yoruba man saying it. It is a fact. The fact is that an institutionalized racism or institutionalized ethnicism or tribalism, if you want to call it, against the Igbos is more prevalent and more pronounced in that system called Nigeria. But nevertheless, there are never stopped so many other Igbos like that who have managed to break into their circle to continue to claim one Nigeria and deny their Igbo-ness. Onyama is one of them, okay? Or again, the same system, all right, has kind of come around and say, well, you know what, the wait is over. It wasn't for Onyama, all right? It is actually for supposedly Nigerians who were supposed to actually benefit or take advantage of the size of the country, the population of the country, and so many other things that local businesses could have taken advantage of that to build so well that ripping Nigerians off for decades now will probably never have happened. In fact, it could have been one of the greatest source of your forex and saving your naira. Unfortunately, the business is owned by an Igbo man. They can't trust them. Do you understand? If you allow an Igbo man to begin to fly international flights, it will just be a matter of time before, it's just going to be a matter of time before you can no longer control or curtail that business anymore. And it will become so big enough that if the same way of treating, businesses in Nigeria is meted at him, right, it's probably going to be easy for him to move to somewhere else. So do not let him grow that big. Onyema was doing a charity with his business. He would volunteer because Nigeria has no national carrier. So Onyema will volunteer his aircraft to go and bring back Nigerians trapped in different parts of the world. Yet, Okuwari's government no give him any attention. He was telling them that what you are giving to Ethiopia, an Ethiopia airline, we will do it here cheaper and it will work for Nigeria. So the taxes we are going to make from this, the money we are going to make from this, the taxes are going to be paid to Nigeria. Think about that. So they ignored him. I'm coming to the recent development, okay? So why people like him continue to scrap for crumb from the system, from the establishment, using that little crumb to actually build something that ordinarily should be the pride. Well, Nigeria is a country where a lot of us, Nigeria is a country where people who have nothing in common are forced to live together, but we can't live together. Nigeria is a country where we can't wait to kill ourselves. You understand? But we may appear to the rest of you all over the world. All right? When you see Nigeria, say, Nigerians, Nigerians are this, whatever you see Nigerians as, good, bad, whatever. Listen to me. We are not one in that place. It is a place where if nothing is done soon enough, right? It is a country that is going to witness a serious, tribal ethnic genocide that will take place and rock the entire Africa. The deceit is a little bit hidden from the rest of the world, but if you come closer, you will know this, okay? We are a country where we can't wait to kill ourselves, okay? And in most cases, right, somebody even said the only reason why, Nigerians don't agree on anything. But the only subject or title that the rest of Nigeria seems to agree with, I'm not saying all of us now, but the generality, seems that the only sort of a topic that or subject that all of us agree on is to continue to profile the Igbos and then deny it, and then do it, and then deny it. So it was this Allen Onyema earpiece that also exposed that too. While a lot of people were so happy, Nigeria earpiece is going to be flying Nigerian flag to London within 24 hours. The same route that they were flying for 2,000 pounds, 1,800 pounds. This guy came, crashed it to 1,000 pounds, under 1,000 pounds for economic flight, right? They said it was impossible. And guess what? British Airways, Virgin Airways or airline or whatever, all these other ones, Egypt here, Morocco here, all of them, they are usually kind of been swindling Nigerians. They crashed their prices just within 24 hours of the first maiden flight of this guy. That means it's something that could have been done years ago. But because we have to be very careful, we give economic power to, because according to them, APC, Egbekebe was supposed to come in, all right, destroy every Igbo business everywhere. Take over whichever one they can take over. And they did try, Sure, you get, Shitty Man was one of those behind that, right? They did try, unfortunately, Igbo man's business was not totally affected. There were Igbo men's businesses that fell during those targeted economic jihad by Okuwari. There were Igbo businesses that fell. But guess what? Majority of them survived and still surviving, because you are going to be paying for whatever economic jihad targeted at the Igbos. You will pay for it. But that is not where we are going tonight. Okay? So this guy is between them, and he was like, they are comfortable doing it with other people. Okay? or do it with themselves, as long as stealing of that money can be done within themselves and the money can disappear, and whatever everybody is expecting, they can keep expecting, kind of. And that's where Dangote comes in. You know, Dangote is irregular. Dangote is irregular because he is a quota system billionaire. They always have them. Look at their faces. Okay, these are people that have access to different loans, tax waivers, import waivers, this waiver, that waiver, subsidy, dollar subsidy, that one subsidy. Look at their faces, and they remain the richest people from Nigeria. It is the system. Okay, so when Bua fights with Dangote, it's not because of Nigeria. Okay, it is because somehow, maybe the system is shifting, and if the system is shifting to the other side, they fight themselves. But those are the people that are always the billionaires, 4 of them. All right, look at their faces. They are always there in the Forbes and all of that. Quota system billionaires in Nigeria, minus Mike Adenuga. Okay, because Mike Adenuga is an Ijebu man, the man that raised funds to try his best to bring down the cost of telecommunication of phone calls in Nigeria. Globacom, for those who know the story of Globacom, Obasanjo even scammed Mike Adenuga of over $500 million when they were depositing money for the license for Glo. Obasanjo, an Ogun State man, the president of Nigeria. Mike Adenuga, an Ijebu man, Ogun State man, was swindled. And he was even given a small time, he could have lost it all. So I'm not going to say he's one of the quota system billionaire, but for the $10, oh, come on. We know the drill, and we know the whole insider trading, the whole share manipulation, all those things they do for themselves within their circle there, okay? From their central bank to these guys. These are quota system billionaires in Nigeria. They have no real value they are adding to Nigeria. No real value. Despite the fact that billions and billions and billions of dollars of Nigeria money, they have ended up in the hands of all these guys. You can't really say exactly. Okay, take a listen. Because of Dangote cement, Ibeto cement was run aground. Let me tell you that story. Obasanjo, they said Obasanjo was trying to make sure that they crash the price of cement in Nigeria. A bag of cement was about 450 naira a bag when Obasanjo came into power in 1999. So a year or two after, the crisis of cement shortage in Nigeria and all of that became a thing. So Obasanjo said the local production at the time can never meet the demand. So they needed people to flood the market with cement. Because Dangote at the time, he was a local billionaire trying to make money from cement at the time. He was enjoying all of the government subsidy, government tax waivers here and there. But nevertheless, Dangote cement never served Nigerians. So they now made a deal. Obasanjo wanted more cement in Nigeria to crash the price. So he called on an Igbo man, Ibeto. Well, they offered. We could flood the market with the cement, and Nigerians will buy cheap quality cement. So while we continue to build all of the structures where we can actually manufacture, produce the cement here cheaper and mass, Ibeto. So Ibeto approached his own financiers. Obasanjo, he got approval from the Obasanjo's government. All of the papers were done. Everything was fine. And in fact, Ibeto consulted his own suppliers abroad. And while the cement, that Ibeto just made a deal with the federal government, while that was on his way, Dangote had sleepless nights. And yes, of course, now they called an emergency meeting. An emergency meeting called by the Sultan of Sokoto and the rest of them from northern Nigeria, where Obasanjo was summoned. That if those cements, the Beto cement entered Nigeria, it will be considered as a war on northern Nigeria, economic war on them, and Obasanjo will be held responsible for that. Story changed, Baba. The approval given by the government of Obasanjo overnight got withdrawn. Ibeto Cement entered voicemail. That multi-billion-dollar deal till tomorrow. That's why you won't see Ibeto Cement anywhere in Nigeria. Corrupt system. But guess what? Cement produced in Nigeria is sold cheaper in other West African and other African countries. Dangote Cement produced in Nigeria with all of the government subsidies it's been receiving. Subsidy on this, subsidy on that. Sure you get that he has been getting from Nigeria Commonwealth. Nigerians still pay more for cement than the rest of Africa. So there's no real benefit. No? No, there is none. And that is what you call, and it is also that rotten system too. See, listen to me, it's not only Dangote Cement Dangote refinery that is in Nigeria. You see that guy, Boa, is building one refinery in Akwa Ibom. For some reason, that is not catching attention. You know why Dangote refinery and Dangote refinery is doing what you have been told all the time? Because under Buhari's government, they also secretly issued an import license. You gave somebody license to build refinery. Then you also gave him license to import the same refined products to Nigeria. But there are other refineries under construction in Nigeria. That boy guy, this guy on the left here, right? This guy on the left is building one refinery in Kaduna, and I think it's about 250,000 barrels a day refinery. It's not getting any limelight. Somehow, they haven't told you how much Nigeria money is in that refinery too. Sure you get. But till tomorrow, they have made you realize that Dangote refinery is not charity. But why is Igbo man then doing charity with his own business? Okay, I'm going to get to that, all right? Because it's a different backing now. And we are talking about the same consumer, all right? All of them be the consumers, okay? So you consume Dangote's product almost every day, but none of them is actually really adding economic value to you, not in the areas of employment, Papa. This guy brags that he employs PhD holders, graduates as truck drivers, and he paid them, at least he said then, back then, he said he paid them 50,000 naira when minimum wage of Nigeria was 18,000 naira. He brags. PhD holders, they are driving trucks for him. So it's pretty much like, this chronic capitalism that I love to call chronic. Chronic is not chronic, okay, but I call it chronic capitalism. It is different from this type of capitalism you see in America that you read about and they told you capitalism is greed. This guy's greed is on a different level. I'm talking about using people's money, using them as collateral from where you take loans, but they never really benefit anything per se, nothing. So they are now telling people, Dangote that they gave almost $10 billion to construct a refinery that was supposed to be refinery Iwani now. It was supposed to be our refinery. My money is part of that. Your money is part of that, directly or indirectly. Your money, our money is there. As long as the contraption still called Nigeria exists, right? We are all still paying for our survival. You don't know that, do you? Or you do? Grand. So they gave the money to him, but I can't ask him. I can't say much. But the whole thing is not even coming to serve you. They are telling you, Dangote refinery is not charity. So Dangote is not going to come and sell petrol cheap, that you are giving him crude oil for free. Or you are giving him, they even came back to say Dangote will be buying crude oil in Naira. But they have given him over 1.2 million barrels of crude oil. He hasn't refined a dime. He hasn't refined a drop. This is somebody that Nigeria has Nigeria has been standing by him for over 40 years. Lataye military, they have been standing by this guy. He is a Nigeria-made quota system billionaire. But what is the benefit to you? I'll come back to that. Okay? So an Igbo man who doesn't want to be called an Igbo man, Allen Onyama will tell you, yes, I'm an Igbo man, but I'm a Nigerian. These are the people who are trying everything they can to at least convince those who genuinely don't like you. And they have never hidden it. So you want to convince them that, oh yeah, you see, I'm an Igbo man, true, but I don't want Biafra. I want Nigeria to be great. That's why I'm doing this. I want you to love me. I want you to accept me. They won't still accept you because the entire system is not built as a country. You need people to agree to be together, live together, and sort of exist together before you can call them citizens of a country. In this case, we didn't. Everybody is trying to force themselves to